Hey there, Boots Owen here. I've got a Henry, found it yesterday on a bike ride. I was just out on a bike ride with my daughter, and this was in a skip, and there was two guys beside it working on a house, and I said, at the time, you can just about see the end of the cable there, I could probably pick it out with my finger. I said, what's the story? And they said, we cut the cable to make it extension cord, it may work. So, let's have a look. It's pretty clean inside, like, as if it's always been used with bags. And I said, what about the stick and that kind of stuff? And they said the cleaners took it. I don't know, the people who were using it. So to get in here, I need to get in here. That's the carousel bit. I call it the carousel. The bit with the cable on it. So I'm hoping I can get, it's a Torx screw. I'm going to say 20. Let's see if it is 20. I don't know if this one will reach into it or not. It gets stuck in the way. Yeah, we're in with the drill. That's good. So my hope is that I can just swap a carousel out and that'll be that. It might be broken. It's a high-low. 4 screws, very good. I don't know if it's working. I don't know what it's like inside. We'll have a look. They really have cut all of the cable off, which is fair enough. A little bit of moisture there. I've seen these practically underwater, so I'm not too worried about a little bit of moisture in this part of it. Let's try and clear it out though. So it won't help in the long run. This is a screwdriver with a cloth on the end of it, or a cloth that I'm poking in with a screwdriver and just taking off any dirt that's in there, and mostly moisture. And it is dirty. I find, I don't know why, but I find so many Henrys out and about. I think it's a reflection on how popular they are, rather than that they're not reliable, because people use them. They're cheap. I don't know what they cost now, but one like this could be 130 quid, 110 quid. I think if you get them on special, and I think if you're buying them without VAT, I guess they're under 100 quid. That might be the thing as well, the VAT bit. So if you're running a business, you're probably getting them quite cheap. Let's get the other Henry. So that's the one with the motor in it. This one is a smaller Henry, so I'm hoping that the cable reel or carousel will be the same size. I don't know, we'll compare this. So I think this is like an 11-inch Henry, and the other one's a 12 or a 13-inch. They've got different size filters for sure. This one has a cable on it. It looks, I don't know, does it look smaller? Yeah, it does. It is smaller. That's not the end of the world though, because all it needs to do is sit up on top of the slip rings. And if it sits in the slip rings, it'll give me enough to test. Not great. Don't know if that's enough. Right, let's plug it in over here. It is switched off at present. Could be a switch issue, could be anything wrong with it. Could be nothing wrong with it. Sounds okay. It doesn't sound perfect, but it sounds okay. So from my point of view, that's not going to fit. So I'll get that off before I move it back. So this one just doesn't work. This Henry here, but that's okay. It'll a motor will come along. So I'll hang on to that. So this one here needs some attention and some love, and a cable. It shouldn't be too hard. Now it does have this thing, which is good. And it does line up in only one way, if I recall. There's a way of arrow, can't remember, arrow. Yes, it does have arrows to match up, okay. But so these guys have chopped the cable off it to make an extension cord. I've only got this length of cable and it doesn't feel very long. I'm gonna have to think about that. I could always take the cable off the other one, which is just probably best actually, because we're here and it's here, and then the job is finished rather than me putting it back together and waiting again. Except it has no screws. Look at this. It does. Screws from above on this one. Longer screws from above. Longer screws from above. Copper contacts instead of brass. And looks like it's had a cable refurb previously because it's just got wire ends. There's no crimps on them. So this one has this thing on it, and that's good, because what I tend to do is forget about that. It actually does look like a different type of cable, if that means anything. Now this goes back here, and it should have an arrow maybe to line up with. It doesn't though. Right, maybe it doesn't matter. You really don't want to use the impact driver on plastics. In fact, I've been messing around here. No, that's definitely less than that. That can go back there. Oh, I didn't put the screws back in that one. All right. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I'll have to open it again, or just forget about it. Where's the other? I don't like using the impactor on plastic and brass inserts and all that, but ow, just stabbed myself. So it's carefully coated or helpfully coated live and neutral. So that's also helpful. And there's arrows to show you where to put the cable. Around like that. Back in again, out there. There's an arrow there, and an arrow there. I'll just give this a quick wipe because it's a bit dusty. So it should go like this. And I can find the holes to line up my screws. So far this has been a one screwdriver job. The one I'm repairing, so that just sits on there. This guy goes in like that. Now let's plug that in again. This time This thing here has a little line on the top of it just there at my thumb, but not on that, so you put the top up. It should just sit in position, kind of catch top and bottom. Flip it over, 4 screws go back in. So, what can we say? What can we say, Henry HVR200-12? Don't write yourself off. Those guys maybe really did take the cable off. Maybe they really did. Yeah, I don't think Henrys have that thing on them there. I think that's off like a Vax or something else. It doesn't matter because it's working, and it's not a new one anyways. It's got that green thing on it. I think that's an older type, an older model. I'll put the other one back together and take it apart again to get that going. But for now, working Henry in less than 12 minutes. I'll have a stick and a hose in the cellar for it. People make their own decisions and I can't judge them. I can think they're crazy. I guess that's judgment. Questions or comments, leave them below. What do you think about this repair? Could I have done any better? Thanks for watching. See you later.